I'm here at another angle to show you a little bit more about what's going on here at the ICE facility. So I'm going to walk over here, and with our great camera, you'll be able to see what's going on. Here is what looks like a vigil is set up. This is to honor people who have been deported and families who have been torn apart by deportations. Another thing is that there's signage here. Right here, it's uplifting signage about keeping the fight going. There's been people out here for almost 100 days. We're definitely over 3 months now. And of course, things have escalated due to the increase of federal presence. Another notable thing is right there, there's a notice of unauthorized camping. Another effort to crack down on people being able to protest here. This has been happening for a while. There's been arrests related to trespassing, which has also stirred up quite a debate on the First Amendment versus these local municipal codes and what is right and what is wrong. So now I'm going to walk up here and I'm going to show you a little bit more about really the narrative portion of why protesters say they're here. This might be a tough angle, so if you can't see me, I'm going to tell you about it. Right here, there's about 7 or 8 people who have been deported, who protesters here think they were unjustly deported. They give an example of one woman who died in ICE custody. They gave another example of a 22-year-old who they say was illegally detained, so on and so forth. And these are multicultural backgrounds. And of course, there's the big famous case, which again, you might not be able to see it, but you may have heard about the Khalil case. If you might remember, there was a case of a teenager who was taken, and so they're trying to raise awareness on that as well. Again, if you walk with me this way, and we're just going to pan over, there's some signage that says, "We got the guillotine, don't tolerate," with pictures of Trump, no ICE, revoke the permit. Revoking the permit is a really big fight that's going on right now. The mayor of Portland announced that ICE has been violating their land use permit. Basically, the city's saying they've been detaining people in here for more than 12 hours, which they're not supposed to do by the terms of their agreement. So the city has basically put them on notice saying, you have about a month to remediate it. And if they do remediate it, then it goes away. If they don't, then the process of potentially revoking their permit could begin. This has been a process. Protesters have been asking for the revocation of this permit. However, this permit is, there's a person who's leasing it to ICE. So it's not as easy and complicated. It is more complicated and not as easy. And of course, this area actually is a neighborhood. So right across the street, an apartment complex. And because of all the clashes here between protesters and ICE, people in the apartments say they've experienced gas coming into their apartments, and they've been hearing loud noise at night, because things here at night generally do get a little bit more high temperature. Tensions obviously boiling on both sides here. But at the end of the day, with federal agents coming here, elected officials are saying they really don't want protesters to amp up in any way that's violent, because they don't want to prove the Trump administration right about Portland. Whereas Portlanders we've spoken to and the ones on the ground here say this is no war zone. But at nighttime, again, it doesn't look exactly like this. So a lot of nuance to this story and a lot of developments. We're going to be here tonight and throughout the week because we do want to show you what's happening on the ground, what's happening inside a city council. We're going to be going to a press conference at 3 p.m. where Mayor Wilson and several other mayors from around the metro area are condemning the increase in federal troops and agents here. And you just heard another honk, a lot of honks in support for protesters here when people drive by. So we're going to bring your questions to the people in power today.